Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. I'm so sorry that I posted the previous video late. I had some challenges, but I thank God I am working on them, and I hope that I will actually sort them once and for all. But I said because I needed to be consistent, I will still post regardless of the time. We talked about things you can be doing while you're planning yourself to move out. Now we are on the actual day or some few days before you move out. Decide which location do you want to move to. Then go to that location and house hunt and get the preferred size of house that you actually want to move into. If you get the house size, now also consider, while checking the size, consider also the cost, so that you get a house that is the right cost according to the cost you want to spend, and the locality. And when you're checking the locality, please consider things like security. The way we said, is the location you're going to secure, because there's no need of moving to a place that is not secure when there will be where you start from square one. In terms of security also, you can invest in very good padlocks, things that will actually help you. And this Nyumba Kumi initiative, it doesn't have to be Nyumba Kumi per se, but you can take time, knock to your neighbor's house after umehamia, that is, go and inquire if that area is safe. Hata kabla uingie pia, you can gongea jirani, ask them, ask around the shop, especially because there are people that don't know where you're going. They will give you honest opinions. They will tell you it is secure, but you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so that you can be extra secure. So ask around, uliza watu wa hiyo estate, huku kuna kuangaje. If you're moving in an estate, how is the water, when does the water come, is the water all the time, vitu kama hizo. Also with asking neighbors and people who live around, please inquire about also, especially in the people that in that building you're moving to. If you're going to live in an apartment, ask them, the number that nimepatiwa, is it the right number, before you pay, so that you don't send your money to the wrong number or you get conned. Sawa. Those are some of those things. Again, another thing, in terms of moving, please make sure that you have ideas on where you want to go. Sindio, we said that the location that you're going to should be close to where you work. Sindio, so that you don't waste and spend too much money on your transport. You would rather save on transport cost and live in a good place, or live close to work. Because when you live close to work, you can get to work even when you wake up late, and you don't have to wake up so early to go to work. Especially if your reporting time is 8 and you know that you can actually get to work na si mbali, you can put yourself an hour, you walk to work as you exercise, and you will still get to work on time. With also work, when you live close to work, an advantage, you can also leave work late and do extra shifts and get more money, because hautakuwa unangangana na kukimbia ati unaenda kupanga line ya kwenda kupanda matatu za kwenda kwenyu. You get, so you can have advantages when you live close to work. Your extra time is extra money at some of your workplaces, so you will get extra money. Badala wende upiganie line and wait for so long, sijui ukule malapta, or before you wait for line ipungue, ama iyo, in terms of what is this thing called, rush hour, reduce ya jioni, you decide acha niende nika hang out na friends. You can actually invest that time in your workplace, and it will help you get extra money, which is good. So please make sure that place has electricity. In this generation where everything that we are buying, especially electrical appliances, they require electricity. And kama it is a place where electricity inapotea, do they have solar backup generators, something like that will help you? Because when you have appliances like for example fridge, and umeka vitu kwa deep freezer, when the electricity is not good, inamaanisha your food will be going bad. And the main reason you have your fridge is to save money and buy things in bulk. So you also need to consider that. If pia security electricity iko na issue, it means that itakuharibia vitu. Isikuwe ni electricity ya kuchomeka chomeka ovyo ovyo ama sijui wires ziko na issues gani, because itakubania vitu kwa nyumba and then inakurudisha nyuma. Aya, another thing we also need to consider when you're moving out is tulisema you have to have enough money and affordability of the house that you're going to. Please make sure that your rent is not more than 20% of what you earn. Ikienda sana, spend 30% of your amount of your total income kwa rent, like 20%, ikienda sana 30. Ukikuwa wewe ni extravagant kidogo na unataka pia uishi maisha posh kidogo kidogo ni nini, you can spend 50 ndio at least ukue na 50 here and there. But 50 is also a lot of money to waste on rent, because unapiga hesabu you have other bills to pay, you have electricity. If you're moving to a place where you need to pay for your water, that is water, you need to pay for security, you need to pay for garbage, you need to pay for so many things, you guys. So please try as much as possible to get a very low rent so that you can, ndio ifike hiyo 50 ikuwe ni kama umespend everything in terms of billings on it, so that you have your extra 50 for doing other things. Okay, as we're talking about that, also where you're going, garbage disposal measures. How do you dispose your garbage? Consider such facts. Another thing, who do you pay for garbage? When do they collect garbage? These are things you need to know when you're moving to the next place. Another thing about security, there are securities, there are estates where you pay the security. You need to know such things. You need to go and introduce yourself and say hi, especially if you have to pay, so that wajue umehamia, you know. Alafu tumesema rent isikue more than 20 or 30%. Extend sana wache ikue 30% of your income, so that at least plus the other bills, ukifikisha 50% ama utumie yote accumulative in terms of total billing ifike 40%, at least you will have enough money. Utapiga pesa ya hesabu ya transport, and you will have money also to use around the house. Aya, another thing I need to tell us is about water. Make sure there is water, hata kama haingi throughout, because of course it depends with where you're moving to. If haina enough water, do you need to buy storage containers and tanks? Then do that. Kama ni place unaweza afford mali kuna maji, because I've noticed that houses that have constant flow of water, they are expensive than the ones that do not have water throughout. Hata kama nyumba yenye haina maji throughout ni kubwa than hii yenye inaingia maji, the one that does not have water will always be cheaper, unless ni anyway bigger sana than hii yenye unaingia. It's like comparing a one bedroom that has no water with the one that has water. The prices will be different. Yeah, so those are other dynamics to check. If it is mambo ya maji, kama haingii every day, inaingia lini? Are these days that you can be available? Ama can you find someone? If you're not available, can you find someone to fetch for you water? If not, move to a place where you can get water. I would rather uende kwa nyumba enye utakuwa unaongezea pesa ya maji, where you pay money kando, extra money for water, where you have your own tank. The building itself has invested in putting tanks, so that maji kikuja wanaeka kwa tanki zao, and then they supply to us throughout. Yeah, so you can also opt for that. So also consider such things. Kama umeenda place kuna rationing, how rationed is it, how many hours, how frequent, so that you don't move to a place and then you end up buying food and spoiling, which is also more loss. Aya, nyumba zingine, they are very cold. Such things to consider, especially if you have kids. The kind of house, the floor of the house, kwa sababu ground floor nyingi, they are darker and they are cold. So if you have a small baby, don't go and look for a house a lower house, unless if you will invest in a heater, ama the houses are really warm. Kuna venye zina designiwa unapata they are still warm hata kama ziko ground floor. Disadvantages ya ground floor houses is that they are dark, meaning that during the day you will have to use electricity, you have to put on your lights. So again, itakuwa expense ingine kwa sababu una spend a lot on electricity compared to someone who mwenye anawasha electricity jioni peke yake. So these are other dynamics that you need to consider. Although though ground floor houses tend to be cheaper because they are darker, I think maybe they try to help you ndio ulipe less na 1,000, maybe 1,000 itaingia tu kwa electricity. But I think also with house hunting, it is very important to make sure that husikizi watu sana. It is good wase wanakuambia oh, ishi hapa ni mahali popoa, ishi pale ni mahali popoa. Referrals are good, but don't just stick on referrals because your friend lives within, because saa ingine when you live too close to your friends, they also become a burden at some point, because kuna saa, you know, when you're young, you have a lot of time on your hands, uko na a lot of freedom pia. People will tend to come to your place all the time. Maybe sometimes they don't tell you, they have inconvenienced you with especially your budget, in terms of even the way you've budgeted to spend. Na saa hizo vitu zingine, you know, you don't put into accounts then, but when you're alone unajua haki kusema kweli wiki nimewaste pesa, nimefanya wase wamekam, tumehang, tumechill, tumeweka mabash, and cost ni yako. Unaweza kuwa unasema you're not spending a lot because maybe they chip in on the food and all that, but consider these things. As much as they might chip in on food, utabaki na you have used maybe your gas. Hiyo ni hesabu hujapiga. Umetumia electricity yako, of course, kuwa entertain, and especially if they stay more than a day. They will have used your water that you pay. Of course, sisemi ati watashinda kwa choo, but it is human nature to use the toilet. So they will also spend your water when they are flushing. Those are things that we don't factor in when we are having bashes and holding parties and all that. So those are some of the things that you also need to consider. Inakupeleka chini at some point, because kama gas yako ilikuwa last for 6 months, itakaa sasa 5 ama 4, because I'm sure you won't hold that bash once, utakuwa na hold a couple of times, meaning inaendelea like it could drain in one way or the other. So please be very wise even how you like use your stuff. Okay, so what else? We have talked about water, we've talked about security, we have talked about the locality, we have talked about the price, we have talked about the size, we have talked about security, we have talked about you in buying things prior to moving out, so that you do not waste a lot of money when you move in. Aya, wacha niwa explainia kwa nini nilikuwa nawaambia you buy things before you move out, kwa sababu I think kwa the previous vlog I was not very precise. Cheki, ukinunua vitu zingine kama saizi tuseme for example umeingia kwa nyumba ama unapanga kuhama next month na umeanza kazi this month, meaning at the end of the month utapewa mshahara yako. If you're working with maybe 25,000, hata tusiongele pesa mingi, alafu upate rent yako ni like 10 Gs ama 11 ama 8,000, unafai ulipe rent na deposit, that is 16 Gs. Unaweza ambiwa utoe deposit ya maji na stima another 5k on top, alafu upige hesabu, hiyo tu ndio pesa uko nayo. So ukiamua kuhama immediately, hautabaki na any amount of money, utabaki na less than the money that you need. Ujapiga hesabu ya utahitaji transport here and there, alafu hata juu hujanunua vitu za kupika ama za kupikia, watu unasema unanunua chakula hoteli ama utakuwa unakula kwa hoteli, you can also piga hiyo cost ya hoteli every other day, itakuwa expensive. That is why nilikuwa nawaambia buy things prior. Juu ukinunua kitanda ununue basic ones, mambo na masufuria, vitu za jikoni, ukianza kuishi na beddings na maybe curtains, ukianza kuishi hautahitaji kuspend sana, kwa sababu utalipa tu rent, deposit, alafu hiyo pesa nyingine ya juu utaangalia sasa depending on where you're staying, a few of the other things that are necessary zenye hauko umefactor in on the necessities the first time ulikuwa umebuy, meaning hauta spend pesa mingi sana, then you can have money that will last you. Utaweza nunua chakula hapo, unaweza fanya ka shopping ka 1 month, especially juu uko peke yako, unaweza fanya ka shopping ka 1 month kenye kata kusustain as you also grow to ukilan ku budget pesa yako na pia kubudget ya nyumba yako. So I hope I have been of help to you. Asante sana kwa kunijoin. I know that I am rushing this vlog, but it's because I really don't want to spend so much time on it, because I know these are things that most of you know. But kama ujui, I hope that you have been enlightened. Alafu kama kuna kitu sija mention, please, na umewatch hii video na una feel kuna kitu jataja, please write it down in the comment section so that we can help these people that are moving out, these people that want to start life. Hata kama ni mtu machua na ndio amedecide anahama ama anataka kuchange locations and levels, and these are things that maybe ajui hata kama amekaa peke yake, but hakufanya some of these things. We need to remind them. So please also you can add ndio tuwasaidie so that we can actually make work easier for them. So thank you so much for staying tuned. Myron Mikali is my name, and see you on the next vlog.